Today, Sad and I decided to make a quiche with this beautiful pie dough. First of all, we're gonna roll it out, and then we will show you how to blind bake it. We rolled our dough out and picked it up with this rolling pin. And now we're gently gonna settle it down, trying to be careful not to rip it. And the next step will have to be blind baking. Some of the excess dough will just fold under all the way around to give it kind of a nicer edge. Now that all the edges have been tucked in, I'm just going to go around and just kind of press it by putting my two fingers like this and then my index finger in the other hand, allowing it to get pushed in and kind of seal. And this as well, we will do all the way around. Did you know that quiche is actually a French specialty? And then it came to America and has become a very loved dish here as well. So I cut this piece of parchment paper and kind of drew the circumference of the base of the pan and then cut slits into it, so when I place it inside, I'm not going to have a bunch of wrinkles. And I'll show you why, because each piece of paper that I cut will kind of overlap over the other one, and so I have a nice smooth surface to place the beans in that will keep my dough nice and flat as it blind bakes. So these beans, as you can see, have been used over and over again, but they work great. I'm going to pour them right in here all the way to the top, and that will ensure that our dough will stay in place and not fold down. Here I cut a piece of aluminum foil so that the outer edge will not burn. And I'm just gonna kind of place it around to protect the crust. Our pie dough is ready to go into the oven to blind bake. We're gonna get a small bunch of these flowering chives. And I think the very end of the stem I'm gonna take away and just make sure you put that in the compost pile. And then we're just gonna cut the chives just like so. We'll put some inside the quiche, and then we'll also have some for garnish on the top once it's baked. We will use the flowers as well. Our chives have been nicely minced, and now we can prepare the filling. Here we have some fresh eggs that we will place right in here, and we will nicely whisk them. Oh, this is a bigger one. Now we prefer using some white pepper so that the custard that is going to form in the quiche will not be specked with black. But I guess we're using some of this nutmeg, and that will be just a tad darker, I guess. We're going to grate just a bit. We don't want to overpower it. Some people don't like nutmeg, so you can totally keep it out. And we will also put the salt in here. Now we'll break the eggs by whisking them. To the eggs we'll add the milk, as well as the heavy cream. Now if you want to add some bacon, you can cook some strips of bacon, break them up, and add this as well. But this is going to be a vegetarian one, and it's going to be so delicious. We'll remove the quiche from the oven, and now let's see, put a peek real quick here. Yeah, it's already a little bit firmer. We're going to get the beans and place them in here. It's still just a little bit soft, so for about 5 minutes I'll place it back into the oven without the beans. So let me show you something here. You see how the crust kind of sunk down? Well, had we not done the blind baking, it would have happened all over the place. So now we're going to put these onions that we have previously sauteed. We're going to put them right at the base. Now here you could put some spinach as well, or other veggies, zucchini, or whatever you would like. And then we're very slowly going to pour our batter in there so we can leave the onions intact. Let's do it right here. And we're going to slowly fill it up. And then on the very top, we're going to add the cheese. As for the cheese, we're going to evenly distribute it on top. Just like so. And oh boy, is this going to be very, very good. We're going to place some of these tomatoes that we previously washed right in here. And it's not only going to be very flavorful, but it will also give it some beautiful color. Some of our chives. Look at this color. It already looks so beautiful. Now remember, the quiche is going to grow, and so we need this border available. And I placed it in this pan just in case it kind of goes overboard. We're going to put little pieces of butter here and there. And this guy is ready to go into the oven. So the oven is just a little bit too hot. So we're going to take the ashes out and place them in a bucket. With this brush, we're going to clean the oven floor. And here is our quiche. As you can see, we placed the foil back around in order to protect the crust. And we're going to gently slide it in so it doesn't spill over. Now we will close the door and allow the oven to do its magic. Since we took the coals out, we want to retain as much heat as possible, so we're going to close the damper. Let's peek inside, and maybe we'll be able to take the foil off. Let's check and see. Oh wow, look at there. It's bubbling, and all right, here we go. Place it back inside. So we've already checked it once, and it was still just a little bit too wet. Let's see now. Oh wow, look at this. Now with my knife, about an inch from the border, I'm gonna stick it in and see if it comes out clean. And sure enough, I think our quiche is ready to come out. Here is our beautiful quiche, and we can barely wait to cut into it and enjoy it. Let's put this flour on here, and all we can say now is buon appetito.